It was supposed to be just another ordinary school day. Laughter echoed through the hallways, sneakers squeaked on linoleum floors, and the smell of macaroni and cheese drifted from the cafeteria. But beneath the cheerful noise and innocent chatter, danger was silently brewing. No one could see it. No one could hear it. No one, except Max, the school's beloved K9. Max wasn't just any dog. A 6-year-old German shepherd with a sharp nose and a gentler heart, Max had served with Officer Elena Rodriguez in the police department's K9 unit for over 5 years. Together, they had uncovered drugs, tracked missing people, and disarmed threats, but nothing had prepared them for what they would face that spring morning. That day, Max was visiting Jefferson Elementary for his routine school safety check, a part of the community outreach program that allowed kids to interact with law enforcement and learn about safety. The children adored Max. They'd save their recess time just to pet him, sneak him treats, and watch him show off his tricks. But Max wasn't in the mood for games. The moment they stepped into the school cafeteria, his demeanor changed. His ears perked, body stiffened, and his nose twitched as he tilted his head toward the kitchen. Elena noticed it instantly. "You smell something, buddy," she whispered, already knowing the answer. Max let out a low, urgent growl. Then, without warning, he darted toward the lunch trays being prepared for over 200 students. What followed next was chaos and confusion. Max barked furiously at the food counter, drawing wide eyes from kitchen staff and children alike. The head chef, Mr. Daniels, rushed over. "He's probably just hungry," he laughed nervously. But Elena wasn't laughing. She'd seen Max in action far too many times to ignore his instincts. Elena stepped forward. "Everyone, please step away from the food." Her voice was calm but firm. The kitchen staff hesitated, until Max growled again, more aggressively this time. That was all the proof Elena needed. The school was immediately placed on lockdown. Children were ushered back to classrooms. Confused teachers followed Elena's lead, trusting her urgency. Within the hour, a hazmat team and food safety investigators arrived. Samples were taken, and tests were run. The results? Shocking. The macaroni and cheese, the day's main dish, had been laced with a lethal pesticide. Somehow, a chemical used in rodent control had contaminated the food supply. Investigators suspected sabotage, and later, security footage revealed a former disgruntled employee slipping into the supply room weeks prior. He'd been fired months ago for misconduct, but his grudge had turned criminal. Had Max not detected the poison in time, over 200 children, some as young as 5, could have consumed the tainted food. The consequences would have been unthinkable. News of Max's heroism spread like wildfire. Parents wept as they hugged their children that night, many unaware how close they had come to tragedy. Principal Miller, a soft-spoken man who had worked at the school for nearly 20 years, stood in front of the local press and said, voice breaking, "Max didn't just save lives today. He saved families. He saved futures." Max was hailed a hero. The mayor awarded him a Medal of Bravery. The children made cards and painted a mural in the hallway, a giant portrait of Max with the words, "Our Guardian," in bold, colorful letters. But through it all, Max remained humble in his own way. He didn't understand the applause or the medals. All he knew was that he had done his job, protected his pack. Yet behind the applause and celebration, there was a deeper story, one of trust, vigilance, and the quiet power of instincts. Elena, who had raised Max since he was a pup, reflected on what had happened. Sometimes, she said in a later interview, you train for years, but when the moment comes, it's not training that saves lives. It's heart. Max has the biggest heart I've ever known. But it wasn't all easy in the days that followed. The school had to deal with fear and suspicion. Parents were terrified. The cafeteria was shut down for weeks. Investigators combed through every supplier, every shipment, every kitchen rule. Some staff members, though innocent, were questioned and rattled. Mr. Daniels, the chef, took it hardest. "I've cooked for these kids for over a decade," he cried during a staff meeting. "The thought that my kitchen almost became a crime scene, it's unbearable." Elena and Max visited the school regularly in the weeks that followed. Not for inspection, but for healing. Max became a symbol of safety, of resilience, and of how even the smallest act, a bark, can change everything. One day, a shy little girl named Lila came up to Elena and handed her a note scribbled in pink crayon. It read, "Dear Max, thank you for saving my big brother. He's annoying but I love him. You're my hero forever." And with that simple note, the real impact of Max's actions became crystal clear. He hadn't just saved lives. He had safeguarded moments, protected sibling bonds, preserved dreams, and reminded an entire community that heroes come in all shapes, sizes, and even species. In a world often shaken by fear and uncertainty, Max's story offered a beacon of hope, that courage still exists, that instincts matter, and that sometimes, a loyal heart and a sharp nose are all it takes to stop disaster in its tracks. And somewhere in that same school hallway, where kids now laugh a little louder and hug a little tighter, the mural of Max remains. A reminder that one bark can echo louder than words, and that true heroes walk on 4 legs.